Hello.
Hi, Casey.
Hi, Danielle.
Long time no see.
Long time no see.
Glad to have you back here. You are getting your hair colored as we speak. Casey, I'm staring at you with
the June Diane Raphael fashion.
I know. When you said, you know what, I'm going to have my hair colored while you stand there, I said, we've done more, we've done worse, we've done better.
We've done less. Yeah, we've done more.
We've done it all. We are multitasking, working mothers.
Working women. Yeah, my hair is, I got a nice single process. It's twisted up in a banana clip, which I'm going to rail against later when Barbara wore it in New York. And, you know, I have to wash it out. I was supposed to wash it out at 8:35. That deadline's come and gone.
Yeah, come and gone. You're just going to start peeling your hair off in the shower. I worry.
Guys, we have to multitask in today's
world. We don't
world.
have the time.
Don't have the time.
Time is money.
Danielle.
How are you, Casey?
Well, we're in a new nook, everyone. There's been so many nooks.
There have been. Casey, you've been hip-hopping around
I've been
this
renovating
town.
my home for 2 years.
Yes.
My new house.
I remember you buying it years ago.
I bought it 2 years ago on tour. Remember when we were on tour?
Our first tour.
Mm-hmm. Another tour came and went.
Yes.
This summer, we're not touring, but it's about to come and go.
You have gotten pregnant, had a child,
Postpartum.
and
That postpartum got cleared up.
that child has grown into a man.
Did a TV show that didn't go well. I mean, a lot's happened.
Yes. So much has happened through this time, and yet your house is not finished.
Not finished. So we were at this other house 2 days before we were supposed to move into our final house. Something happened that I can't get into out of anger. I know these are first world problems, but we had to move to another rental.
Yeah,
so I've now moved twice.
You've moved to my neck of the woods, to Studio City, which is exciting for me.
The city of studios.
The city of Stu. And how are you enjoying how Danielle lives?
Sure.
How the other half
And for those of you who don't know Los Angeles, this is the Valley.
I mean, it's the tip top of the valley.
It's the Valley. You're going over a hill.
Yeah, you're going over a hill, but not going quite down into the basin.
No, you're not in the basin with civilians, but you're somewhere. Yeah. And I will tell you, people who live in Studio City, you among them love it.
Yeah.
Like there's such a,
I enjoy it.
People love it.
Yeah. There's a great farmer's market. There's lots of shopping.
If I hear another thing about that fucking farmer's market, everyone's like, a great farmer's market. It's like, guys, it's okay.
Really?
Danielle, I'm sorry for what you're about to hear because you know how much I love you.
I do. I knew.
The streets are so windy. I've literally had to pull over and throw up on the side of the road. That happened today.
What?
Can't get a cell phone service. These are big problems, guys. Uh-huh. But I also got into an altercation
with
a mom friend of my younger son.
Uh-huh.
We were in a My Gym.
Mm-hmm.
And
there's one in Studio City.
I know. I know. No, I've changed. I've actually switched my membership there for the month. Uh-huh. So I pulled up, of course, in my rented minivan.
Yeah.
And she was giving me, she turned around and looked like in slow motion, like a horror film. She's like, what's happening with you? And I was like, yeah, I have a minivan. And she's like, oh my God, like really? Like you're giving up. She's like, that's just like, so really? She kept being like, oh my God, really? Really? Conversation keeps going. And she said something about, she lives in Studio City. And I said, I got to stop you. Oh. You realize you live in the minivan of areas, right? It didn't go over well. She goes, oh. And I was like, no, I mean, I know you love it the way like I love my minivan, but it is that. Are you upset, Danielle?
Not great. Just processing
that
you said I live in a minivan.
It's great. It's easy. It's American. It's like a big cup holder, Studio City.
We've gone down. We're now a cup holder.
No, but like in the minivan, like a big thing, you can throw like 20 pairs of sunglasses in it.
I do not like where this conversation is going.
I think it's gone there. I'm sorry, Danielle.
Look, it is what it is.
And you drive a great car. It's just like everyone decides to do different things for their families. And it's a lovely, lovely
Are you saying
area.
I've done this to my child?
Some people like to create acts of violence on others. No, I just felt like this one was trying to take me down. And it's like a minivan is the same choice. Mm-hmm. It's like, I want to go someplace comfortable with kids.
In housewives terms, I'm going to relate this to
Go ahead.
Carol and Bethany and Tinsley, where what you're saying to me is I'm Tinsley in this situation. You're like, to bring this other person down, I'm going to bring you, my friend down. Yeah. So to bring the other person, you're like, no, I'm not friends with you, Danielle.
Right. And you're like Tinsley being like, I thought we were friends.
I thought you liked Studio City.
Right. I'm sorry. I do like it. I do like it.
I don't think you do.
I saw Bridget Nielsen at Jones on Third.
What? I've never seen her in this studio. You know, George Clooney, I think, lives here. Did.
Look, all the celebs I see, I would expect to see. And
nothing unexpected. I mean, that is kind of our city motto. Nothing is unexpected in Studio City. Like, you're not going to...
That's what I mean. But that's what the minivan is. That's what I'm saying. It's such a cute area. And I know I've offended, and hopefully, maybe we'll cut some of this out because I feel I've offended.
No, look, I've had worse said about me. I've been told that I looked like death when I wore Kylie Jenner's lip gloss.
That's right. No, Danielle.
So worse has been said.
It's truly, this is the cutest house I've ever rented in my life. I'm obsessed with it. I'm so close to everything. I actually truly love it.
You're really turning.
No, I do. I feel I've been really rude.
Not at all. I'm like, look, I love this city.
I guess I'm more just mad that woman came for me, and then in the process of describing it, I inadvertently and very vertently put you down.
You know me. I don't care. I don't give a shit.
And you have a gorgeous house.
I do. I'm really happy.
Yeah.
And look, all you have to be is happy in yourself.
And in your minivan.
And in your minivan or your minivan of a town. That's what we are. And it's okay.
It's okay.
It's all okay. You know.
What's not okay?
Randall and Lala. Now,
and Mr. 50 Cent, 40.
Fofty? What did he call him? Fofty. Or he called him Fofty or something? Fofty. Sure. Different. Thank you, Lyra. Now, look, I know we were off last week, so this is not hot off the press news.
But it still feels hot off the press for me.
That was such a wild ride we all went on for a few days. It was glorious. I've never felt so alive as to reading his Instagram and having him tied up in this.
And it kept going.
Yes.
That's what was amazing. Like, it started where, I mean, everyone knows the story. I don't have to recap it, right? The fact that 50 Cent kept using like images from Vanderpump Rules.
Oh my
When
God.
he said 50 Cent Rules, I was like, thank you. And put his head on all of the characters from the show in that horrible opening shot. To see his face on Ken's body was so inventive and so good.
So inventive.
But yet it was also like very threatening and violent. Like, please give me money or I'm going to kill you by Monday.
And then Randall begging him to stop.
And then Randall sending a photo of him with like a whatever.
Echocardiogram. Like on a treadmill, but he seemed to have a smirk on his face while he was like, but just please, I beg you, I'm
50,
not well.
Please, 50, I'm not well. I beg you.
And Lala, wow. Radio silence.
Well, she came out
came out big. She came out hard against Fofty. Fofty. And then when he started to come hard, I feel like she went radio silent.
Because it just kept getting progressively more and more and more insane. And I was living for it. I was checking every single second see if there were updates. I couldn't get enough.
I'm
honestly.
sad that it's over. I guess Randall paid him back, and
that felt really sad.
It did. It felt like the end of an era. And I was sad because it was what I was living for.
Okay. Everything that he did, then he put out like a Family Guy thing. Oh God, it's just so good. Monday is coming. He had an image of himself with Game of Thrones. It was too good. Then he started selling T-shirts. He
had the most fun that anyone has ever had. Like, I felt
he
like
had the most fun threatening someone publicly.
Oh, I believe he would have hurt. Like 100%. He seemed to say, like, I will hurt you, Randall, or someone will hurt you.
But the funny thing to me, it's not funny, but it's just like that Lala's whole world revolves around like how much money this guy has. Which I've done deep dives on him, and I know, I guess he's like friends with Mark Wahlberg, but. How he says he's worth $16 million.
Didn't someone tell us that Randall was the original, like the real inspiration for Turtle in Entourage? I don't know if that's true or not. I feel like somebody mentioned that.
Wait, did you make that up? Because it's the best thing I've ever heard. And
I feel like somebody told me it. Maybe Deanna?
Of course. Because he's friends with Mark Wahlberg. Okay, it's tracking so well. And he is Turtle.
He looks like Turtle. Like, it all tracks.
It all tracks.
So I feel like Deanna told us, but maybe I don't know. But it was
that is beautiful.
Isn't that perfect?
Just
really
seeing like him posting Lala talking to Stassi in my hair salon Mesh, which of course I don't go to now because she comes here.
I do though. I have the exact same hairstylist as Stassi and her.
And did you talk to her?
Him. Yeah. No, I haven't spoken to him. He got very pricey and I had to stop going.
Okay.
Well, but
if you see him just like in the salon, though, are you allowed to say hi?
well, yeah. No, well, I just haven't been back to the salon. Like, I'm always like, I'll go back to him for like, like
that's what I do every third time you go to the expensive.
But when I saw him show up on screen, I was like, well, I have to get everything, but I just haven't been back there in a long time.
Please get more.
I'd love to,
because that was just so to use her clips against her. And, she's so kind of strident and proud and wielding her feminism over what this guy gives her.
And even on the show this week, she's like, my guy has like a real job. That's why he can't be on this show. Like when they were saying that on Vanderpump, like, why is everybody putting themselves out there and you're not doing it? And she's like, but my guy's important. Like, he's like the president is what she was saying. And it's
your guy's getting $1 million loans? That's gambling, right?
It was perfect. Yeah. I feel like there's something going on there. But
he is the producer of Power, which is a great show.
I haven't seen that show. He produces it, but it's 50's the producer though too, right?
Correct.
So there's something going on.
A girlfriend of mine is the showrunner of it, and it's a wonderful show. And you know what? As I'm saying this, why haven't I reached out and asked her what's happening?
Why don't you? What are we doing? Boots on the ground, Casey.
I'm going to. This must have rocked the set.
Oh, I mean, they all.
So when you borrow $1 million, that's like I am in major gambling debt and I need money now.
Or you have a business that's going under and a lifestyle you can't maintain. I don't know. I've never borrowed $1 million. It's really
well, then it was really crazy to see her say, to give Britney was that a gift of like, here's a private jet ticket?
I don't understand. Is it his jet or is he rented?
No, he's renting it. There's no way because
then why
David told me, my husband, that how he knows this. I don't know. He's like, Casey, private jet's like $20 million. Randall doesn't own a private jet. He's renting like, what do you call it? Like,
I don't know.
I guess he's like renting by the ride. It's like rent a ride.
It's like an Uber?
I think. Yeah.
Wow. I'd like to Uber that.
Yeah.
Anyone? Hit me up.
Randall. Get me out of Studio City.
Turtle, help us. Do not. Guess what? There is an airport in the valley, Van Nuys Airport, where all the private planes come out of. We are very fancy. I'm sure that just the rest of Hollywood was like, we don't want an airport.
Studio City is really cute, guys. I'm feeling really badly.
Why? I don't care.
It just wasn't a great color, and I was taking out anger.
You know I'm laughing. You know I do not care.
Okay. Should we take a break and come back with New York?
Yes, please.
We're back.
We are. We sure are.
Over the break, we got a great little boot on the ground, a nugget about an actually talented producer. Unlike Randall. We just gave Lyra our...
Hey, Turtle did Queens Boulevard. Don't forget about this. Sorry.
Aquaman or whatever the hell.
Whatever the fuck they did on that stupid show.
Okay, so Lyra, our engineer, just asked for water. And then I said to her, well, I've got this Sofia Coppola, there it is, rosé in a can. And she declined the water and took this. And it's that Sophia, it's called, that rosé, but it has a little straw, kind of like a juice box, attached to it. And Lyra told us that the way the straw came to be was because Francis Ford, her father,
the producer,
came up with it for her wedding. And he made the straws because he didn't want her bridesmaids to have to get their lipstick messed up.
You know what? That
so they
is
could
a
enjoy
man
the champagne.
Who is thinking of every detail.
And loves his daughter. And then they just put them out with straws. Wow. It is genius.
Truly. Thank you, Lyra. Lyra's never afraid of a drink.
You go, ooh.
You loved it. We're like, water? And then she was like, rosé in a can. And Lyra's like, well, I'll do that.
I'm always like, I hope I have enough alcohol for Lyra. Oh my gosh.
New York. Shall we dig right in where we just came from? Because we just watched. These
I kept fucking saying, bitches.
I kept saying, I never call them bitches, but
wow.
These women, the nerve, the gall, the atrocity that these women.
Okay, we have to go right to it. The last scene of this show, it was the most horrific scene.
Cringing.
Screaming.
Now look, what they are talking about is a very serious subject.
Yes. Ramona has organized a charity, rather impromptu, it felt like.
It felt like it was right off the cuff.
For
victims of children, basically, of sexual abuse. Terrible terrifying.
Now, right off the bat, when I heard that was the charity of choice, I was up in arms. I don't want Ramona anywhere near that topic.
Nowhere near that topic.
She couldn't handle a fucking charity for Studio City.
No, she could not. I would have given her that charity that someone did last week for dogs. Like,
yes, that would have been
for dog clothes or whatever it was. The dog.
But I'm like, she will not be able to navigate this. This is going to go poorly. But I didn't think it would go this poorly.
No, it was a disaster of epic
proportion.
And it wasn't just Ramona. All of them were true monsters. Like even Dorinda, who I sometimes, when she's not drinking, I feel she has some sense.
Yeah.
She went off the rails. Sonia
went off the rails
when she's. I can't even.
Okay, so Bridie, we've established her name is Bridie, not Birdie,
which Ramona refuses to acknowledge her real name.
This is the CEO of the organization, and has a story to tell,
and a survivor, yes,
and a survivor, and so they're up there toasting, kind of thanking everyone for coming to this charity,
explaining the charity as well.
And it seems she's about to tell her story, and we're taking a fucking beat here to drop into why we're here. And I was like, this isn't gonna go well. No. So Sonia and Ramona are kind of sandwiching Bridie. And Dorinda is like smashed right up against Ramona. Why were they up there?
I think because they were co-chairs,
but it just felt all wrong. Like they wanted something out of this. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. So then they proceed to get her name wrong. Right off the bat, Sonia interrupts Ramona, who's just introducing this woman and the charity.
But already it's like faltering at that. Like it's not great. Like they're all sort of talking over each other, and Ramona's like, not giving it I feel the gravitas it deserves.
No, because Ramona takes that opportunity to say, Sonia, stop, okay, stop. And Sonia's like, we didn't get her name right. And she's like, stop, I will. Sorry, I didn't get your name right. Then Dorinda pops in with just madness. Complete and utter madness. I couldn't even tell what she was talking about.
It's something like, you're supposed to say this.
She's like, he's a predator, say predator. And then Ramona's like, stupid. And this poor woman who's been through enough is standing amidst these women. And then Sonia tries to say about Bridie, again, the survivor CEO of this charity, out of the horse's mouth, and instead says out of the whore's mouth.
And then she goes, I mean, not the whore's mouth, the horse's, like.
And this is right after Ramona has said, like, children who are victims of this, like, they think it's their fault. Yes. And then here comes Sonia saying out of the whore's mouth and gesturing to her.
I feel like Bravo should have been like, we cannot allow you to be a part of this charity. Like you like we have to save you from yourselves in this moment and save everybody the embarrassment and what you are doing to victims. And like it was so unacceptable. And this came after the first meeting of the charity which
Sonia
was a disaster.
Sonia goes, I do children. Well, I do children. It's like Sonia.
And everyone's like, Sonia. And it's like, I don't do children. Like, just...
A woman looked horrified, and she really rolled with it. Yeah. And then Ramona's bitching
Bridie
to her.
Bridie is a hero in so many ways, and then also for this, because to sit there and let these women speak and not be like, you shame on all of you, like
shame on your house.
Yeah, just not scream at them like you monsters, monsters. Like she
was like, Ramona, I think you did get your point out. Yeah. And Ramona's like, how dare they? I'm the chair of this thing. I just asked them to be co-chairs.
And then to go to Bridie for like support. Yeah. Like, to go to her afterwards and make it about her, not about this charity, not about the work the real work that Bridie is fucking doing, but about her I can't believe it.
And instead Ramona goes, she embarrassed me in front of my 120 friends. It's like, no, you should be fucking horrified, A, that you're like denigrating this beautiful charity, and B, this is on national television.
I know, Ramona. I feel like
she's worried about Lucia and all this.
Word of note to Ramona. Lucia. With that I Dream of Jeannie hair. That was that pulled face. But no, what Ramona should think, and she never will because she doesn't think, but what Ramona, anytime she says, you've embarrassed me, she should look in the mirror and say, no, I've embarrassed myself.
Yep.
Like there's never been a moment that someone has embarrassed Ramona more than Ramona has embarrassed herself.
Yes.
That is for sure.
Couldn't believe though the way Dorinda snapped into that motor. She goes, don't ever do that to me again. And then Ramona goes, well, you keep popping in. Now this is again why Bridie's telling her story. This is at full volume.
We cannot hear what Bridie is saying
Bridie's
because
like,
those two, well, she is saying
Bridie's
something
like,
important.
when I grew up, and it was basically like a repeat of Giovanni.
Oh, it
Dorinda
was
goes, don't ever do that to me again.
They are talking over this poor girl who's just trying.
It's one of the craziest scenes I've ever seen.
It was. I'm still processing it. Like, I need to watch it again because
speaking of Dorinda and Sonia, there was another crazy scene that has occurred. Now, this one occurred last week, okay?
Yes.
And I think it's so crazy that Danielle and I have decided to give it to you completely transcribed, every single word as a reading, because it's so insane. So just to set you up a little bit, this is a scene last week that took place between Sonia and Dorinda. Mm-hmm. And we open with some fake applause. We're in a movie theater, but I think it's a fake movie theater.
It seems to me, it didn't feel real.
No, we're in a hallway. And basically
with like a movie poster and a table.
An 8x10 janky movie poster of the movie The Hustle. Okay, so suddenly we're here, no warning, okay? And this is the scene that takes place.
My God, I'll be playing Sonia.
And I'll be playing Dorinda.
Okay. My God, I'm so glad we came.
I cannot believe that Anne Hathaway.
She surprised me too.
Oh, she was amazing.
She was really good.
Oh, and Rebel was so great. Testimonial for Dorinda. Sonia and I are getting along so great. We especially have fun doing things one-on-one. So when I got advance tickets to The Hustle, I decided to take Sonia. And we're now at Southgate, a restaurant for old women. Dorinda says, here we are, theater and lunch.
This room is so beautiful. Wow, that movie was worth going to the theater for.
Relatable. It was relatable.
Would you take Hannah?
In a second, I'd take Hannah. The thing I loved about Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson's relationship, you wouldn't think they would get along. You wouldn't think it. You think they're so different.
Right.
But they actually got along really well.
Like our cuckoo group.
Oh, yes, like our cuckoo group.
The way Anne could cry.
Oh, wow.
I was thinking of Tinsley and how she can cry like this, and also Ramona can bring on the tears when she needs to.
Yes. Now we see a package of Ramona crying over the years, and then the waiter comes out. Can I get you something to drink?
Pink sparkling.
Oh, I'll have that too.
And I'll have the shrimp and the meatballs.
Fish tacos. And then that part when Anne Hathaway said, you have to always make them feel old, like make them feel like a hero. That reminded me of Tinsley.
The damsel in distress.
Oh, don't you find it weird that one minute Tinsley's at a dinner, she won't even call Scott, a man promising her a ring.
That she thinks she's going to have babies with.
And the next day she breaks up with him and she's great.
Not a stress line on her forehead. Why is that?
I really love that movie.
And scene.
Okay. We thought the Nivea cream was bad.
This was wild because you're like, this feels like a scene, but it feels a little different. It's shot a little different and they're acting and you can feel it. But then to bring up Tinsley's love life in the fucking middle
and then for the editors to play along and give us like a whole clips package of Ramona.
It was.
And first of all, Dorinda and Sonia were terrible at it.
Terrible actors.
And first of all, I've never seen Dorinda be that complimentary of anyone, so I knew it was fake.
Well, and also like at least in the other commercials, like they're in like a Toyota, like some sort of car commercial. We know we're in a commercial.
Right, or we're in front of a green screen.
To spring this on us mid-episode was
like it's a part of our program.
And we're experts. Like, this is what I want to say to Bravo. We are experts.
Yeah.
We know when it feels off.
Talk about a fucking hustle.
You cannot fool us, Bravo.
Don't hustle the hustlers.
Don't hustle the hustlers.
I don't care what kind of chemistry Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson had.
But I will say, you know what? It was like our cuckoo group.
It was like our cuckoo group. It was like our cuckoo group. And it was like Tinsley. She'll cry at the drop of a hat.
Drop of a hat. Ramona can really bring on the tears. That was.
Wow.
That was wild.
That was.
How dare they? And
how
also,
dare you, Bravo?
Dare you, Bravo? Now, can we talk about Luann and this strange doctor, hospital, Halloween party show in what seemed to be like a vacant warehouse that felt to me like I could feel how cold the air conditioning was.
Yeah. It was kind of a Phaedra type party where it's like we're combining a million different elements. Here, Luann did look amazing.
Gorgeous.
She finally got her face on 3.5 hours later.
How dare she take that long to get her fucking makeup and stupid nurse's costume on?
And then Bethany, to her credit, shows up at 9.
It stays there for 3 hours.
Is awkwardly dancing with Luann's cabaret director. This poor man. I want to know if anyone knows, are Luann's backup dancers being paid?
I cannot. She is so cheap that except for with her own self, that I can't imagine that she's paying them in any real way.
I don't think she is. And I don't think she's paying the musical director.
No.
Maybe he's making her, but I don't think she wants to.
I think he hopes that he'll get publicity off of this, which he is getting. But I can't imagine he's making any real money from the show.
So, Blair, my friend who's been on the show, and a couple other people who shall go unnamed, they were texting about, I couldn't go to Luann's show because I was in Hawaii. They were like, it's honestly good you didn't go because it's so bad, but it's not funny bad. Like, it's just bad. Yeah. It's not fun bad.
That's a shame because I feel like it could be really campy and fun if she would just lean into, but she's not a woman of self-examination in any way. I mean, as we know, she's seemed to have a relapse in the last. What's going on with that? We read something where she's.
Here it is.
It's been unfortunately.
I pulled it up. Now, this comes to us from page 6.
Yes.
Subject line. This is one day ago. Star Luann. Star, that's generous.
Star. Wow. Thank you. That's all she saw. She didn't read the rest of the article. She's like, ooh, they call me a star.
Ooh. Star Luann de Lesseps ordered back to court over probation violation. It says she was ordered to appear in, of course, West Palm Beach courtroom for a probation violation hearing. And she says, I'm looking forward to my day in court to present evidence clarifying these allegations. That's what she told us in a statement. So basically, the probation officer first accused her of not taking probation seriously last week after de Lesseps herself admitted to her New York probation officer that she, quote, drank 2 glasses of mimosas after a performance she had in Chicago.
I mean, Bethany warned us of this. She said, look, you are going into the belly of the beast. Every time you do these cabaret shows, you're asking to be tempted. It is not smart.
Okay,
it is
but if you're gonna have
thinking.
You're gonna have your 2 mimosas. Don't tell everyone.
Well, maybe they could sense it.
I don't know.
I bet she's drank more than that, and that is her being.
Of course, it's like when a guy's like, "I only cheated once."
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
No.
Jax, you've slept with more than just Faith. We all know that. You've James? You've done more than like rub some woman's titties in Canada.
I love how what's James's girlfriend's name?
Raquel.
Raquel's whole thing now is not even like, please don't cheat on me again. She's like, I hope no one comes up to me and says you cheated.
No one comes up to me and says you cheated.
Because I'm gonna be watching you all the time.
I feel like he's really grand.
Where's my dog baby shower?
Maybe you could. I said you didn't come to the dog baby shower.
What a nut. Oh God.
But so Luann is baiting the beast, and it has come to bite her. This is not a healthy attitude.
What I'm really looking forward to, and Bethany's on to it, which I love, is like Luann seeing herself as this cabaret star.
Yeah.
It's like,
is that actually a thing?
It is.
I feel like that's a thing of old.
Yes, I think it is. And there's performers that get how camp they are.
Yes.
But I like that out of a Bette Midler.
Yes,
out of a Lou.
Not out of a Lou. She doesn't get it.
And she's not talented enough to twist it and make it fun. And she thinks she's being really campy, but also she doesn't have any talent. So
no,
I haven't seen the show, but
I have seen amazing cabaret shows, and they're usually they're good performers, or they're hilarious. Exactly.
Yes.
Or like these big stars, these big Broadway stars that then go do a cabaret show and they can sing their fucking asses off. And you're like, yes, but I'm seeing them in this intimate venue. And that is a cabaret star. But I just mean, like, is there someone like Lou who has zero talent, like a personality, but not one built for laughing at herself or whatever the case may be? Like,
it's not built for the stage.
No, she's not built for the stage. Anyway.
She's not built for the small screen.
No, she's not. She did look gorgeous, though.
She looks amazing, but I like that Bethany's kind of catching on that Lou has now elevated herself in her mind as a cabaret star. And so next week when we saw that Barbara and Sonia are going to confront Luann, what I couldn't believe is that Sonia gave her exactly what she wanted. She's like, listen, I know you're a cabaret star now. And Lou's like, I'm the same Lou. I am having you over for dinner. It's like, Lou.
No. Yeah, they did it wrong. They should have said, you're not a star. You're a person.
I hate to say, Lou, like, we've played all those venues.
Yes.
Right here on this little old podcast talking about you, Lou. We have played those venues.
I mean, one of them we haven't played yet. We'd like to.
Broadway?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But Lou's not on Broadway, is she?
Broadway adjacent. Well, we've been Broadway adjacent.
Yeah, but
She's been at Studio 54. We haven't trod those boards yet.
no, we haven't.
Like to,
I tip my hat to Lou.
yeah, you know what? Making lemonade
You know
out
what
of
I wish we
lemons.
could perform as Joe's Pub.
What I would give.
We inquired.
Or like the Carlisle Room. To give a real cabaret
Yeah.
performance,
Yeah.
a smoky cabaret, me draped on a piano, you playing.
He's like,
you playing the keys?
I'm on the keys.
Okay, both of us draped on a piano. Someone playing
It's like Fabulous Baker Boys or something.
That's writhing around on a piano.
Oh, God, with Harry Dubin tickling the ivories.
You know, I am very attracted to Harry
He slid right
Dubin.
into that bar like a little snake.
Oh, I'd let him slide right into me. I am. I have something for Harry Dubin. He
I
does.
wonder what his penis is like.
I think it's real thick.
Oh, see, I thought thin and slippery. But you thought girthy.
I think it has girth. He has
But
girth.
is it short?
It's not tall.
Okay, you're right.
It is the man. The penis
Yeah.
is the man, I
Right.
believe, in that case.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
What about John?
John's is a bush of hair that if you can wade through, if you can get through that like thorn bush,
Yeah.
and find that
I picture
floppy dick
like a
between
sawed
it.
off saw.
Yeah.
If you can picture that.
Yes, I believe you're correct.
Just like a pipe, a jagged pipe.
Yeah, but like a
I mean like a steel pipe.
yeah. But again, if you can find it beneath the
If you
like,
can find it, God bless you.
it's like just
Poor
like
Dorinda has to go down there.
she doesn't. It is obvious she hates him. Every time he reached for her, she was like, ugh, rolling her eyes.
To not show your boyfriend your apartment that you're buying or your daughter, that's really weird.
Well, she doesn't have the faith in her own opinions enough that she can't hear other people's without being like, I think it's too triggering for her.
Well, she had the opinion of her amazing realtor.
Yes, you know, I love her.
I love
I'm
her.
obsessed with her. I'd see a cabaret show from.
Oh, 100%. Okay. Now we had a return this week of an old favorite,
We sure did.
Hannah.
Dorinda's daughter.
Definitely doing a darker lip.
Yeah.
She
still,
felt more pulled together.
Yes, she's still really contouring. Still got up.
She is intense.
Yeah.
She kind of scares me. The way she was gesturing was like she was doing sign language, like rapid fire sign language.
Yeah, she's a hard daughter to raise, I believe. I mean, she's raised, but like I don't think she made life easy on Dorinda, and it's tough. You know, her stepdad, who was a real father to her, died, but I don't, and that's hard for any family. But I don't think that was easy for Dorinda in terms of what Hannah brought to the table.
I don't think so.
Hannah was tough.
And I thought that Hannah was really rude to say all that. Like this house was like a death, and I think it was of our own making.
Yeah,
like, no,
Dorinda
it's not
did
of
the
your own
best she
making.
could.
I guess I was triggered seeing like not having a mom, seeing someone treat their mom like that.
Yeah.
I'm like, you should be so fucking lucky that your mom's here and wants to spend time with you.
And it's also like maybe offering you an apartment one day. Like I can't. Like that was
She's like, I hated hair.
like so. I don't know.
I don't know.
Felt
I
mean.
just
She's never been a favorite.
yeah. I just thought it was mean the way she was kind of talking, and I didn't like it.
Dorinda's daughter. She's never been one. She's never been kind to her mother.
Yeah.
In what we've seen, she's always sort of.
I liked her blouse.
Yeah, I liked her haircut.
Yeah,
We're trying to say nice things. It sounds like no, but I did like her
I
haircut.
did too. Anything else?
I think that's.
Sonia's pompadour. I'm loving it. You don't like it.
No, as you said, and I believe this to be true, every time she walks on the screen, it's as if she's wearing the hairstyle from the night before.
And the
like
makeup.
like she's had, this was something she wore out.
She's rolled around in.
Yes. And then she's come to us unwashed.
Yep, right straight from Columbus Circle.
Yeah, still smelling of the man she was with last night, like for sure. And that, I don't disapprove of the
I'm
look.
just remembering two more things. When Barbara went shopping with Ramona, and Ramona said, Ramona's such an asshole. She's like, I didn't think it could wait. I didn't feel right letting this wait. As though Barbara's style is so terrible. Ramona was like, I couldn't put it off any longer.
Well, I don't disagree with that. That's one of the first smart things Ramona has
And
said.
then Barbara said to a shop girl, did you ever get the lead out? Led Zeppelin is before no one's time. I love rock and roll. It's like, oh, Barbara. Barbara, you're so weird.
Coming in a slash. I mean, she did make a good slash. what became overly obvious in this episode, not that it's not in every episode, but the way that they get so insulted and the way that they're all keeping score with who goes to my event, who leaves early, all that stuff is so crazy that you hope you get to an age where you just say like, fuck it. Like, thank you for coming. If you can't make it, you can't make it. But like, why are we keeping score at this point? It's so gross.
I know. I'm keeping score on one more thing about Luann.
Okay.
When they flash back, I don't know how I blocked the scene out when she's sitting there with all those young children, seeming to be giving like a mentoring type speech. Mm-hmm. And a very young, cute girl says to her, I want to be a model. Luann goes, how tall are you? The girl stands up and Luann goes, well, there's still time to lose some weight.
She said, losing weight is easy. It's like, you monster.
You monster.
You monster. These women should not be let out of their cage. They
shouldn't be let out of Omar or whatever.
Where is Omar? Everyone talking about Omar as if it's someplace we know.
But I am excited to see how this unfolds with Lucia, and God bless them for digging up that strange footage.
Oh, of her being like, I'd like to invite Sonia. Her just shaking her head. No.
I got a lot of friends. What? Sorry, not everyone can be invited.
And we celebrate Ramona's birthday every year. I personally, here's something, and I'm just going to say this, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody.
You won't offend anybody because people won't see this in themselves, but I challenge you to think about, is this you?
I do not like people that need to make their birthday a huge thing every year.
Birthday people.
It's just too much. We get it. You were born. Sure, there are some years to highlight and to celebrate, but every year we have to make a fucking thing about it. No.
Ramona said, I invite you to do something for Bethany and my birthday.
I mean, the nerve.
The nerve. And then was like, oh, I'm not inviting you to my other party.
I don't understand how she lives on this planet.
Look, as someone whose love language is gifts, I will say that I get it. I think there is something about some people's birthdays that's very triggering for them, where they're like, if I don't feel the love, I don't have any love.
As someone whose birthday is kind words, I haven't gotten many of them.
Oh, someone whose love language?
I mean, whose love language is kind words.
That's so sweet. Yours is just kind words.
I
have kind words.
No. It's not just. Well, isn't that? It's like words of
affirmation.
I need those big time. So if anyone wants to throw those at me over Twitter or Instagram, please feel free.
You're a great, beautiful, strong woman, a great mother, Casey. And you've chosen a great place to live.
Like Ramona, I will ask for them, and I will expect you all to give them to me.
Let's take a break.
Yes.
We're back with Beverly Hills.
Beverly Hills.
We're in a strange area, and I don't just mean the camping trip.
To do all of that shopping and traveling for a place less than an hour away is a strange thing to do.
I think Rinna said it best, though. It's like, we're divas. Like, these women are from Beverly Hills. Like, we're not going to get the version of it that... I don't know if I want that version of them. I kind of felt like this was fun. It was like, we're seeing them rough it, which I put in quotes, but not really.
No, not in any way.
Yeah.
Those were hotel rooms.
I genuinely felt like I was tagging along and having a ball.
I had a blast, though.
I had a great time on that trip.
I had a great time on that trip. I enjoyed myself. It's the only vacation I've taken in months.
I did too. I love the cabins.
Loved the campsite. Loved the masseuse.
Comfortable bed.
And loved the fun that we all had together.
I wish we didn't have to sit on those like benches by the fire. I wish it would have been like a chair, like a cuter chair.
Like an Adirondack.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Or even like a chair you kind of open up yourself, that you brought from home.
What, like a folding chair?
I just don't like things with no back when I'm trying to settle in and like tell our secrets.
Yeah. Now we really found. Now Denise Richards again. I couldn't love her more.
She's a legend.
A legend. Yep. Because she's so soft and sweet and down home and this great mother and a great person, but she's also not afraid to get finger banged during a massage. And I appreciate that.
That was. And said so nonchalantly. She was just like
by a stranger. Let me remind you of that. Not by like her husband. Like, yeah, sure. All of us have gotten a massage from a spouse and gotten finger banged. Who hasn't done that?
I guess everyone's a stranger though, I feel like Denise was just like, yeah, I wasn't. And then her defense was like, I wasn't expecting it. It's like, well, you do have a choice.
Yeah. If someone touched my vagina during a massage, I'd be like, whoa.
I think I would go with it.
I'd want to go with it, but I would judge myself.
But then I'd be like, is my husband gonna be mad? Like that would be the only thing stopping me. Not like, should I do this? I feel like I should get the okay prior to.
I think it's a situational finger bang, like who
case to case.
Case to case case by case scenarios.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the fact that she wanted Aaron, I bet this is why men fall in love with her and women, because you can just tell she's like, no big deal. She's so easy breezy. And she genuinely felt like, I want Aaron to have that experience.
And she has all the faith that she's like, it's not cheating on me. Like she has this faith in herself and in her relationship.
Confidence.
The confidence. And also she's been to hell and back. I guess Charlie Sheen makes everything okay. You know what I mean?
It'll
Like
chill
when
you out.
you've been and experienced that nightmare, like a fucking hand job from a masseuse is nothing.
And I love that she said they were seeking it out actively.
Like I just picture them strolling the valley, like just like in a car or on foot.
Like that place looks pretty shady.
Yeah, like that place, that massage
They're
is
like
only
the neon
$40.
is missing on that S. That's it.
It says baths too. This is a place.
Yeah. God, I mean, I guess so. Erica Jane, it's interesting. Obviously, I still love her, but I felt on this trip she was trying to be a little too much of the like cool kid, like the blowsy one. It's like, I can even carabine off this wall.
Yeah.
And just like he ate her out. What do you guys think? There's just something about her that I do love, but it's a little like pushed sometimes.
Well, I don't think we're not getting really like any. What I miss from her sometimes is a vulnerability. Do you not? You don't.
Don't you talk about my son.
Well, those were great moments.
Those were great times.
I think those are few and far between, and not that I want her to cry every day. I guess that's not what I'm talking about.
No,
but like,
I know.
She is funny. She makes me laugh. Her testimonials
And it
are
really
on point
actually
this
did
season.
really make me laugh. And she had pumpkin pie for breakfast.
Yes,
So
I love that's
me.
me.
That
That's
is
me.
me.
In a minute.
Yeah. I guess I love her. I love her.
Okay, so
Okay, Camille. I feel like Camille feels like she has to trade in this like very kind of sexual type stuff. It's always like her calling card with she tries to get in with her and Kelsey and then this other gentleman.
Tough to find out that she was like doing like chains and whips with Frasier. Like that's a weird place.
That was already like hard to hear since I fall asleep to that show every night.
So it was just like, okay. Like, again, do you?
Yeah.
But that is someone where you're just like, oh, I know him. Even though we don't know him, it's, again, tough to picture.
And then now tough to picture this guy. She's giving him like massages in his asshole. And then.
Is this the new guy or is this just a boyfriend from New York?
This is a boyfriend in the middle that she said they had some amazing, deep sexual encounters.
Whatever that was.
She creeps me to my core.
Oh, to my core.
She's bad news.
Oh, she has always been since season 1.
She's tried to make us
fall in love again.
Yeah.
But and for minutes I've been fooled. I think like last season, the season before, I was like, guys, I'm loving the new Camille. But you spend any more time than a few minutes with Camille, her coming into a party and dancing is like all we need of her. And then the rest is just tough to watch.
Teddy.
She's getting a little too big for her britches.
And that's a Camille Grammer quote, but yes.
Did I say that?
Yeah.
Sorry. I'm just slamming Camille.
Camille
and then
was
I
like,
quote
Teddy's
her.
getting too big for her britches.
I don't disagree. Like what Camille's saying is not wrong. I just don't like her delivery, I think.
Exactly. Teddy's she is a know-it-all and she's annoying as hell.
And she does feel like everyone's business is her business.
I know. Like I don't even know what she was saying to people at points, but she's just annoying.
It's just that sort of like what you got to do is like kind of like this is how you got to live your life. And I get that that's what she does for a living is she basically starves people, but still like I'm not and makes them be on time. But
right. But it's classic. It's like, but she's kind of someone you don't want to interface with socially that has self-proclaimed they should be telling other people how to handle their lives.
The most shocking thing I thought about Teddy's life was that her husband Edwin needs an assistant. What does
Wrote it down.
I was like, what is he?
Look, I don't need one and I have one, as you know, but I do begrudge it on Edwin.
I do too. What is he? What's his business again? Oh, alarm systems.
Alarms. He's in the alarm system business.
But I was like, what is? I don't know. For something,
I know.
I just was like, you know what? You're good.
I know.
Because it felt like it was like a life assistant, not like, yes, he has a company and those people, he works with people and people work for him. But this felt like, oh no, this is like his, I don't know. It felt like
I didn't
thinks
like it.
that he has so much to do in a day. It rubbed me the wrong way.
Me too. Teddy rubs me the wrong way.
That whole family.
Blank.
I mean, children are fine, but
oh my.
But just those two.
Yeah, they do. When I saw them kiss, I truly had to avert my eyes. I just had to flick them down to the bottom of the screen. I was like, don't want to see this.
No. I don't like
and
that.
I don't love her and Kyle's friendship because it's like, I'm like, Kyle, you deserve better than this. And you're settling.
You know what Kyle deserved better than? That weird purple snake skin testimonial look she had going on. That was atrocious, Kyle.
I know.
Kyle. It's like we take 2 steps forward.
It keeps her grounded, though. I think it's why we all feel like we're the Kyle, because she is so amazing and great and fabulous and cool and funny. But then it's like, oh, but her style's such a wreck. I'm like, maybe I could be Kyle. I see myself in Kyle.
You do, but I feel like you've got better style than that.
I do just love Kyle, and
Oh, me too. But I
thought she was pretty cool to PK to be like, oh yeah, it's all forgotten. Like Dorit's a psychopath.
Dorit is a psychopath, like
who's very good at beer pong.
Shockingly good at beer pong.
I was attracted to her during that.
And she climbed that little, like a spider, she climbed up that wall.
And she knew how to olive oil the grill.
She has secret talents.
No, she did have secret talents
like
that revealed themselves.
Well, that was another thing with Teddy was like, like when she was manning the grill and like bossing everybody around.
And acting like she knows everything. She really has gotten too comfortable.
Like, I grew up in South Carolina. It's like, as the daughter of a rock star, you don't know fucking everything because you rode a pony when you were a kid.
Yeah, because you were given a pony like Scarlett O'Hara's daughter.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Scarlett O'Hara's daughter died.
I know what happened to her. I know.
It's a fictional character, but she was thrown from that horse. Rat never recovered.
I wish some parallels existed, but more parallels.
No,
just
Teddy's
kidding.
the worst.
Just kidding. Dorit. I'm living for Dorit's crazy look with the like bandeau top and the Chanel earrings.
What? That is. All of her testimonial looks are wild, and I appreciate them all.
Well, now she knows, like, her tagline is about her hair length, so she's just like, PK, I got to show up with, like, a different hair length now.
I think Kyle forgave PK for that. I do think PK is an ass, but I think she was just like, I just got to get over this.
But it was Dorit that handled it poorly.
Yes.
Because, like, yes, I kind of agree with what she's saying. It's like sometimes husbands, they'll say something just totally asinine.
Yeah.
But it should have been Dorit that went home immediately and was like, what the fuck were you thinking? Call my friend. Yeah, not to blame Dorit, but I'm just saying, like, he is an asshole.
Oh, he is an asshole, but she should have gone home and said to him, look.
And they're the friends, like Dorit and Kyle.
Yeah, and also she was defending me.
Yeah, Kyle threw her entire friendship away. Over this.
Over Dorit. Dorit's not worth it.
Although I was kind of impressed because I thought Dorit would have folded like a house of cards when they met with Kenny. Mm-hmm. When Kenny and PK and Lisa. Oh, and I loved fucking Kyle saying like, I've never heard of you guys before.
I don't know you.
You keep saying you're great friends with them. Never a birthday. Never this. Never that. Like there's got to be something.
Like, you don't know all of her friends.
Yeah.
She's like, well, then maybe, like, I don't know all of your friends. Then maybe we're not good friends. Dorit started crying.
She should have.
Yeah.
And I liked that kinky beach wave.
I love all the fashion. I know, I do.
I just do.
Even when she makes mistakes, I appreciate the effort.
Although what I didn't love was the decor of her office.
I don't even remember
If Edwin doesn't need an assistant, Dorit doesn't need an office.
Well, Dorit has like 3 assistants.
It was like multicolored pinwheels and then like some sad couches.
You know what?
I know Dorit didn't like it too when she came in.
Really?
She was like, look, honey. It was just bad. But the whole thing is just that sit down with LVP and Kenny. Kenny is not messing. I wish David would defend me with an ounce of this.
It was pretty wild. I believe that Matt is ride or die with me. Like, I believe that he will defend me to the end. I mean, he has in airports. I know it.
Yeah.
Even when I've been wrong.
Yeah.
He will be like, and I was wrong. I think I might have even told this. And some person in the airport called me a cunt. And Matt, like, chased them down.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, it was lovely. Didn't appreciate being called a cunt, but you know
David
what?
would be like, oh, I know. She's tough to live with. And, like, trying to strike something up with them with, like, common ground. My parents were always like that, too. Like, something happened, my parents were like, what did you do? I'm like, no, they did something to me. And my dad's like, but what did you say that incited that? We'd always get to the bottom of it.
And was it you in the end?
Mm-hmm.
Because it was me. Like, I was, I didn't behave well.
I've seen you in airports aren't your best area.
It's not my best area. And
You're the nicest person, but an airport will set you off.
It takes me to a place, I think it's like lack of control or something where I just lose my mind. Yeah. It's not a pretty picture. I'm not to be defended, but
no, I was with you once when you didn't get your bags. That was really hard. And,
it's hard to watch. I'm not proud of what goes on. And I don't make anything easier on myself. I only make it harder. I remember being in line with Paul Shear at an airport. We had missed our flight and it was completely our fault, but I got defensive. And I went in there yelling and screaming. And then Paul Shear like was like, I got this, and like went in and was so genuinely nice and lovely. And I was like, oh, you can get things by being nice. Like it just occurred to me in that moment. Like, oh, there's other ways to get what you need.
Yeah.
And get what you want. And every other facet of my life, I understand that. But in airports, it's like I become something else.
We all have those zones, you know.
Guess that's Beverly Hills.
We shall see. It's interesting without LVP. We'll see.
Yeah, it's been weird. I don't like them not together. We need
It feels
her there.
really weird.
Yeah, it feels less than.
It's definitely less fun.
Okay.
Time will tell. You know, we're heading over to Camille's wedding. Oh, I am looking forward to it.
I mean, I'm excited.
Seems like 2 people were invited, and that's you and me.
We were
invited to Camille's.
I wish we were.
Well, I just mean we'll be watching.
Oh, yeah, of course. It's like only a girl can dream. I would like to go to a wedding in Hawaii.
I
That
would too.
be fun.
I would too.
Someone get married and invite us.
David and I, when we were in Hawaii last week, and there was someone getting married literally right in front of us while we were in a swim up bar hot tub. And you know, like sometimes when you're at a resort, people will be getting married at 5 p.m.
Yes.
like right there.
Yes.
But the staff can't totally tell you to leave. So there I was, of course, and like falling down bikini with like the underwear like all fucked up. We're sitting there drinking pina coladas and hanging over the overhang, just watching. Like they don't want us there.
No, they don't. But you're gonna watch.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch till the end.
David tried to strike up so many conversations with strangers in hot tubs.
Why?
So unlike
That's
him.
the worst place.
I know. Trying to get
What
things
was
going.
he saying? Like
Where are you guys
like
from? It would start there, you know, and then a lot of jokes about where they're from, and like, oh, we don't know anything about the tech business, and like a lot of that.
I don't know the side of David.
It's not great. It's vacation side. I'd be like, okay, thank you.
I never
One
met
girl goes, I recognize your voice from your podcast, but like didn't seem happy about it to be with me in the hot tub. So I thought, oh, at least I have like a gal pal. Like normally whenever anyone comes up to me at the podcast, you know, you've got like a friend to hang out with.
Yes, of course. I'm like, oh, finally someone, we speak the same language.
Right. And we'll just immediately we'll start talking. I'll be like, oh, why did LVP do this? And she just she had said her piece.
That
and
was
I like
it?
sidled up to her and she was like,
like,
well,
enough.
we're going to head to, okay.
Vacation Casey and David. I'd like to meet these people.
Yeah, we're not worth killing, as my mom would say. Just lie there. We don't even barely get up. If you think we eat in our bed at home.
Every meal in the bed?
Every meal in a reclined position. Be it out by a pool.
Aren't you afraid of choking?
We go out there, we take all our meals in the chair, we sleep, we eat. We hate having to get up to go to the bathroom.
Did you read a book?
Oh, yeah. Oh, you know what I read?
What?
Ladies Who Punch.
It's the best book I've ever
It's the
read.
best book, you guys. Ladies Who Punch, true stories from The View.
It was incredible. What a journey. What a life.
What a life. When Star Jones gave her red suit that she auditioned in for The View, got the show, and then donated it to Dress for Success with a note in the pocket that said, I hope this brings you as much luck as it brought me.
Beautiful.
Burst into tears.
Beautiful.
It's amazing.
I love
Rosie
it.
O'Donnell, a crush on Elizabeth Hasselbeck, and thinks Elizabeth had a crush on her.
It's wild.
Wild stuff.
Even Barbara Walters, you're like, what?
Okay, can I tell one quick story?
Yeah.
So after I was off of SNL, right after Rosie was off of The View, how could these two stories converge? You're wondering.
Can't wait to find out.
They do. So Nora Ephron cast her and I in the like first production of this off-Broadway show.
Love, Loss, and What I Wore?
Love, Lost, and What I Wore.
Okay.
Yes. It was like the beta phase. So she and I are in, I've never met her before. She comes to the rehearsals and she is crafting round the clock, like while we're hanging. And she was funny as hell.
Oh,
Rosie.
I bet.
I mean, we were
no
having
doubt.
a ball. I just love her. I've
Me
always
too.
loved her. I actually read her autobiography after.
In A League of Their Own, I fell in love with her.
She's the best and she's passionate and I get it. Like she's like, I know women like her. She's got my mom in her too, which is like highs and lows, but she's passionate. She loves children. She loves Broadway. Like I get behind her.
Yeah, I hear it.
And so we do the show. We're back in the dressing room and we're all changing in like one small dressing room. And Nora Ephron came in and was like, Rosie. And we're all, again, like 5 women just changing. And she goes, Barbara's here. And I'm like, ugh. I just know enough to know this is something. It's not good. The rest of us women proceed to get dressed in slow motion. Like my hand is slowly putting a bra strap on. Like it was wild. And then Rosie just all of us was like, I haven't seen her since I left The View. And I'm like, could it be possible that in this basement on 54th Street, I'm going to witness this? Barbara comes in.
Oh, wow.
All of us just like back up, like we're allowing these two like dignitaries.
Yes, these two icons.
Yes, to speak. And she was like, Rosie, you were wonderful. And Rosie's like, thanks, Barb. And they hugged and she left. And then Rosie was looking at us like, was that okay? And I'm like, I don't know, but I love you.
Wow. So you really had insight into what you were reading.
It was all of 15 seconds, but I felt like I was there. Was it covered in the book? No.
No. Did she talk about you in the book? I don't remember.
No,
were you thanked?
No, nor was I ever asked to be on The View.
Interesting. But wow, that is some perspective. I encourage everyone to read the book. It was so much fun. I really enjoyed Ladies Who Punch.
And while we're recommending things, June Diane Raphael's movie's out this week, The Long Shot. It's amazing. She's the star of it with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron.
Guys, I have not laughed so hard as I did in the theater. There is a scene with, I won't say what it is, but with June, many scenes, but with June and the guy who plays like the other sort of like guy who works for Charlize Theron and Seth. That is one of the funniest scenes I have seen in cinematic history. I laugh so hard.
It's like Notting Hill. It's a romantic comedy.
It's a romantic comedy.
They don't make them like that
but
anymore.
I feel like a lot of romantic comedies, I don't laugh my ass off. And this one, I fucking laughed my ass off.
It's so great.
Guys, go see it.
June's
June is
so
a
good
star.
She's a star.
She's a star.
Yeah. Should we take a break and come back with Potomac?
Sure.
Guys, Potomac is back.
Yeah, it sure is.
I didn't know what to expect because I really was starting to like it last season, but I will admit when I saw it's on Sunday, I texted you. I'm like, God, now we've got 4 on the air. Like it's getting to be
it's always hard.
Like a lot of shows. But God damn it, I watched it. And they have, you know what they've stepped up is the production value on it.
Oh, yeah. Because they realized that Potomac is here. Because as we know, Potomac and Dallas, I think, started off as like sort of illegitimate children of the Bravo universe. And they sort of graduated to being real shows, Dallas and Potomac.
Honestly, they're the Dorit. Like Potomac is the Dorit, where you're like, what the fuck is this? Then you're like, I think I kind of like this. And then you're like, I can't imagine us without her.
Now, I have to say, watching Ashley's husband makes me ill. And we know what is to come. We know what's down the pike.
Fuck. I mean, him being charged with sexual assault. So they give us that right off the bat, as we know. I don't mean give that to, they tell us.
Yes.
And then we flash back to see Ashley doing a striptease with him, where she leads him blindfolded and puts whipped cream on her breasts that he can't even lick off.
She is too good for him. What is wrong with you, Ashley? You deserve more.
Something's wrong.
More.
I know. It's so disgusting. And then what happens when all the women find this out? It's going to be epic.
It's going to be great.
And Gizelle, thank God. I love her so much. Back with Sherman, thank you. Mm-hmm. Her kids, like, she's trying to make up with Karen Huger, who is as Karen as ever.
Oh, I love Karen.
With her strange assistant.
That guy is in it to win it. Like, he is not here for the right reasons.
Does anyone know if he's being paid?
I don't think he is, but he wants the fame of it.
She's like, and he's my real friend.
Yeah, no, Karen, he is not. Karen, he is not.
And I do think Karen might be renting that house.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing in it.
No, it is
But
empty.
I love how she's like, Gizelle owes me an apology for storming my house and telling me it wasn't real and outing my husband for affairs. It's like, yeah, Gizelle does.
Yeah, well, when Giselle's children call her out and they're like, were you maybe mean to her? And she's like, you know, I'm going to bake her something.
Giselle's so amazing.
She's so beautiful.
She's fucking funny as hell.
I love her.
And there's just craziness happening. Monique is pregnant. Things are going to get crazy with her.
Candace's
Oh my
mother.
God.
Candace's mother. Okay, like, look. Should your mother not be paying for your life when you're a grown woman, especially if you're not going through a hard time? No. Like, Candace, get out of your mother's thumb. Mm-hmm. Like, that's for sure. Don't have an expensive wedding. There are ways to avoid this situation.
$100,000 plus wedding.
God,
that her mom is paying for completely. And her husband and her both just like seem pretty fine with it.
So on some level, her mother does get a say. It's her wedding, you know? If you don't like it, then have a small wedding that you pay for yourself. Like, you're an adult.
But Candace can't do that.
No.
I love every testimonial. Candace is crying and she's like, you know, it's really unfair. Like, my mom wants to just like have a say. And it's like, it's so annoying that she pays for everything. And it's like, then stop. Like, then you have complete control over this.
Now, is her mother a monster for letting her half brother come to the wedding? Like, yes, he should come.
I can see why her mom would be slightly embarrassed, but I love how Candace was like, yeah, everybody knows dad cheated on you and had a son. Like, we all know that. It's going to be good.
Ooh, it's going to be
great. It's going to be really, really good.
And then also, one of my favorite things is that Karen's Fragrance has a billboard in Times Square.
She was like, people don't think I can do it, but when I dream it, I move forward.
But again, you have not done it yet.
Nope.
The fragrance is not out. It's coming. It's TBD.
Speaking of, and I know we gave an update on this, but it appears actually now She by Sheree's joggers.
Yes.
Just now.
Well, our assistant for the podcast has
that we share with Edwin,
has a Google alert on She by Sheree.
God bless Kim. Kim does not watch The Housewives.
No, she doesn't, but she has a Google alert.
She was like, She by Sheree's joggers have come out, Casey.
And we were like, what? Like, she's like, Google alert. So appreciate Kim. She is on top of things.
Yeah, she's on top of it.
Oh, yeah.
But, you
know, it's more like the table is being set. And I'm excited to see where we go with Potomac because they gave us a good season last year. That mime scene, I mean, how can we top that?
Well, we can't top it. I'm telling you guys, get into Potomac. Things are happening. Mm-hmm. Things are really, really, really happening.
So let's go to a real quick Vanderpump thing. Mm-hmm. Now, we had our first reunion.
Sure.
Now, it's still Jack sort of wanting to believe so hard that he's a good guy now and that he's changed.
It's kind of like, you know, when you kind of give up one obsession for another, like if you stop drinking and then you become obsessed with like working out, I feel like Jax's new high is proving to people that he's not going to cheat on Brittany. And he wants a lot of praise for it. He's like, I'm never going to cheat on her again. And people better see that. It's like, well, show us.
Yeah, it's been 1 year.
And your shirt is buttoned down to your belly button. It's unbuttoned.
Now, on the reunion, Brittany got mad at Tom, which we have not seen. Like we haven't.
I'm sorry, we just heard someone draining a can with a straw, and that was Lyra's Sophia.
Oh, we knew Lyra would finish it,
but shush. Go on, Danielle.
Want another one, Lyra? Want to kick back?
Remember, I live in the windy hills. Driving home. Go on, Danielle.
But no, like. We see Brittany. Oh, yeah, Danielle. Like sort of like scream like, you're his best friend. But I'm usually on Brittany's side. I know like she's untouchable. She's the southern little,
veil.
Yeah, that nobody can touch. But I'm just like, you're drinking the Kool-Aid too of like, I think you can defend your fiancé, but it's still time like he has done.
Nice pronunciation.
That's how we pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're French, as I am. But I still like they're just saying kind of the truth. Like I don't know. I'm not being very articulate about it, but Jax is a bad guy. Like we can't erase the past. We can't all pretend he's so good. In a year, this will blow up.
And
this
he's
marriage
digging
will blow
himself
up.
such a grave, like showing everyone this tattoo of Etta's dad saying, don't make bad choices. It's like, you're just making it worse when things inevitably fall away. And I'm obviously, I guess, rooting for them. But Brittany, it did turn me off a bit, this like obsession with Disney and princesses and her. I just thought little Tinkerbell was going to be in my shelter.
It just feels young. I mean, how old is Brittany? Do we know?
I think she's young.
Do you think so? I mean,
I think she's probably like,
young.
Oh, didn't she just turn 30 this year?
Really? She doesn't seem 30. She seems younger. Like her personality feels.
She seems like Kimmy Schmidt.
Yeah. Like she still believes.
Like she was locked in a bunker for many years.
Yeah. Like like she still believes in sort of like fairy tale. Like, like
I would
Jax
not
is
be
a fairy
surprised
tale.
if Brittany believed in Santa Claus. Genuinely.
Yeah. I could see that.
No, I'm serious. Like she's got that kind of thing. Now they say you marry your father. I don't know that Brittany's marrying her father.
No.
This gentle, sweet man is in so over his head. Lisa, I want to thank you for taking care of my daughter. I did like when Brittany screamed at the top of her lungs, I am backwoods.
I know. She screamed. She's like, like, I am a redneck, proud of it. I like my bear cheese, basically. And
when Sheena Shea was sobbing hysterically into Meemaw's arms and bosom,
Sheena Shea of Marina Del Rey.
Oh my God, I want that on a t-shirt.
Sheena Shea of Marina Del Rey. That is who she is now. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they had this whole thing, about how,
oh my God,
how Lisa always comes for the Toms and sort of makes them feel stupid. But that's what Lisa does. Like, that's what she dines out on. She just insults people and like, makes them feel stupid and they're not doing enough. And that's just kind of who she is.
I know. And when Ariana kind of went for her, I was impressed that she did it.
I'm impressed that anyone comes for her.
But I was a little like, come on. I think you think your guys work really hard, but I don't know that they work that hard.
They don't. And Ariana kept saying, like, they worked for months on those drinks. I mean, I don't know bartending in that way. Like, to work
Lisa
on a drink.
was, like, literally building that thing out of her bare hands.
I know. Like, she was in a hard hat. Like, and
multiple
it felt like,
times.
And they had, like, never seen the place.
She was in jeans.
I do like Lisa in a jean and a white tee. Like a crisp white tee. She looks
a belt.
Gorgeous. Now, I will say Raquel's reunion outfit, she looked like a throw pillow. Like, those throw pillows that, like, have, like, the frilly edges all around the side?
Like a real Home Goods kind of,
exactly. That is what she was dressed in a throw pillow. And it was just, she just has this kind of cheeky voice. Like,
that sounds just like her.
That's what she sounds like she's about to, like, explode or cry.
And that was
a
good Britney.
Thank you, Casey. Like I said, words of affirmation. I really appreciate it.
Here they are.
Feeling good today. But, we have 2 more reunions left. We're about to get to. They never disappoint. I love these kids.
I was looking at how many episodes they filmed. I think we watched 20 or 22.
Felt like 2.
It felt like 1.
I could watch more.
I never want it to go away. I know they're filming now.
Good, thank God.
I know. Get them out.
Have they gotten married yet?
Oh, Danielle, you know they're holding for the next year finale.
I assume, but I'm like, because they said on the reunion, they said like 3 months away. So that must be.
I know that Randall and Lala announced they're getting married August 8th. And did you see on the Instagram, they all
did they move up the wedding?
Yes. They set their date.
Okay.
Lala and Randall.
Yes.
But did you see Lala and Brittany and Stassi
are all
and
in
Katie,
France?
Private jet to Paris?
Jesus Christ.
Katie.
Oh, Katie. Such a wet blanket. Such a sour puss.
I mean, I don't have too much more.
Either do I. But it was good to just kind of like dive back in.
It really was. It was nice to just chat with you.
I know. We didn't even
sorry if
that.
I put down your city of origin.
I'm fine with it. I'm going to move, but I'll never. No, you know what? I'm Studio City for life.
Just like Sheena Shea with Marina Del Rey.
I'm Danielle.
I tried to rhyme it in my head before. No. I was like, Danielle Schneider Studio Cider. That's what I had in my head. And I was like, I'm not going to say it. And then I was like, Casey Wilson Los Felison.
Look, it's just Sheena Shea of Marina Del Rey. That's all we got for you.
Someone had given me a shirt a long time ago that said scared money don't make no money. And I wore it to bed last night. And I don't know if I thanked that person because it makes me feel so happy.
It's a wonderful shirt to get.
I know. Last thing, I want to recommend a show. Danielle hasn't seen this yet. It comes to me from my sister-in-law, Shira.
She always has the best recommendations.
Shira Cass-Boyce has called me again. She sat me down because she knew I was going to Hawaii, and she's like, "Listen, I know I gave you 90 Day Fiance." She's like, "But when I tell you that that's a piece of garbage compared to Love After Lockup," she was right.
Wow.
Same producers. Even crazier stakes.
Same artistes.
Same artistes, same auteurs. Gentlemen and women who are incarcerated and the people who want to date them that come out of the woodwork. And then they get out of jail and they're together and it's a real wild ride. I urge you to start with season 2.
Okay.
Love After Lockup.
How many seasons did you watch?
Oh, I've watched every single one, Danielle. But season 2 is, as Shira said, a masterpiece.
Okay. I'll dive in.
A masterpiece. It really is. It really is.
I'd like to plug another show. Our show in San Francisco.
Oh, what a great show.
Taking us down. June 1st, I think there's still a few tickets left to the 7 o'clock show, but not many. I think there's only like 2 or 3 tickets left. And then a few left for the 9:30 or 10 show. I think it's 9:30 or 10, sorry.
We also have a show, really quick. I think it may be sold out, but...
Our UCB show, our watch sesh,
on
our
the 22nd
watch sesh. But I think it's sold out. I believe it is sold out.
Well, I can still tell them.
But, you'll listen to it.
Stroll on by.
Stroll on by. Say hi to us from outside. Oh, just kidding. No. But come see us in San Francisco. We have such a fun show planned. I'm so excited for that show.
Me too. Thanks, Danielle. Thank you, Lyra.
Thank you, Lyra. Thanks, Earwolf. Thank you, Casey.
Thank you, Danielle.
Thank you, Studio City. For warming our bones tonight.
Bye.